All right, so basically, guys, today we're going to talk about padding or underscoring during worship services. So this could be under your pastor, maybe he's praying, or the worship leader. Maybe you're the worship leader with a guitar. Come now before the throne, prepare your hearts for worship. I'm going to get you there with my guitar. I like to not take myself too seriously. First thing I want to address, though, is the art for today. The featured artwork is my 4-year-old. Her name's Bonnie, and she drew a picture of me and my wife. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I'll zoom in. Maybe it's blurry, but it's quite the work, quite the piece. I'm very proud of it. Padding is an art form. It's honestly really challenging. I've heard really bad padding. I'm the one who did the bad padding. And so I'll start with the guitar, and I'll basically talk about why the guitar is so hard, why you should maybe just avoid it, and just let your keyboardist or your string section do it if you've got that. But first I'll say on the guitar is really hard to pad with because it's such a plucky instrument with such an intensely fast decay. I went to a church recently where the pastor was like, let's quietly go before the Lord now and prepare our hearts for worship. And the guitarist went like this. And I thought, all right, that's cool. But I don't think that's quite what the congregation was expecting, and they felt a little distracted by the saloon fun boom chick sounds. So pads are supposed to be more beautiful textures, sonic landscapes, if I can use the NPR language, that sort of help the people literally resonate with a calm sense of peace and focus. Something like that. That's what we want with the pads. So a plucky sound kind of energizes and sounds fun and silly. We don't love that. That's not really going to work. So the guitar, I'd say the best way to do it is try to limit yourself to open chords. Simple open chords like that. Avoid the third. Maybe throw in a 9 there. Or is that 9 in the middle of the G chord? But it's decaying so fast, so you need to add another hit. And that's more like a bell. The other option is to do something plucky that still feels ambient and backgroundish. So I'll take that same G9 chord. Something like that. That's very simple and drony. So there are ways of making the acoustic guitar a good ambient underscore for worship services, but it's challenging. I don't advise it. I would suggest having your keyboard guy play along, and I'll get to the keyboard stuff after this in just a second. I have to change the setup, obviously. But so the guitarist could be doing something like So what I like about that, so eventually after about 4 measures, maybe 8 measures of that, you got to add another texture with your strings or your pad or your B3 guy or the drums doing cymbals. You got to add something, otherwise the guitar is just going to get annoying, like it's a backing track that somebody forgot to like remove the solo button on, you know what I'm saying? So regardless of that though, if you hear the way I played it though, I didn't go. That wouldn't work. It'd be really intense, like a hammer drill, distracting the people who are trying to like meditate or become prayerful. So I hit it like a gong, and then I tapped rhythms underneath it that on just a few strings so that I didn't kill the decay of all the strings, see? I was adding a little melody accidentally. I didn't mean to, but I was doing A, G, G, A, G. Then I added the F sharp at the top, which I brought into the C chord. Kind of cool. So you can play with that, work it out beforehand, and have a really satisfying and simple chord progression you can use that you can play with a lot of finesse and gentleness. All right? Avoid the plucky, boom, chick stuff. Real quick, I'll just say, if you have an electric guitar player who's got a whole pedal board, then he probably knows how to do a big swell. Like he can take like a, and then like swell with a pad, and it'll linger for the next 7 days. So hopefully he hits the right chord, you know what I'm saying? And he'll swell that, and it'll sound essentially like an organ or a choir. Right, so basically, if you have a piano, you have a better decay time. So if you're wanting to pad on the piano, especially if the guitar's doing a fingerpick thing. So if I go just like a C major to an F9. You don't even have to do the F9. You could even just do a C major to an F with a C under. This kind of sound is very common for helping. It's common for calming people down, right? What's up, girl? What you doing in there? That's beautiful. That sounds amazing.
What is this?
Those are stickers. I'm actually making a little video, so you want to be in it? Yeah. So what I was telling the people was, make sure your pads are low in the tone. All right, Bonnie. The next thing you want to do is bring in your literal synth pad. So if I go like this, Bonnie, hold this note for me. No, this one. Yeah. Now listen to this. Hear that warm synth pad under? A warm synth pad with a slow attack and a nice long drippy decay. Now I'm going to play the A minor. Hear that now? This is where the magic starts to happen. Hear that? It can ring forever. Very pretty. But the problem is, we still have the pluckiness of the piano. So I can actually kill the piano. If you want a really sleepy room, you can do. And this is really pretty. Things were getting a little crazy there yesterday, so here I am today, representing the Atlanta Braves. Just to recap, you basically want everything to sound like Braveheart, Little Women, or Last of the Mohicans when it comes to your padding. So again, just a quick recap on the keyboard. Keep it low and easy. Keep it like a bell or a gong. You're ringing out, letting the people sort of go into your chord, kind of decaying with your chord. Add the pad on underneath that. Real pretty. And then for real sleepy sound, again, kill the piano. Just have your pad. Wasn't using my bottom end there. Oh yeah, there it is. You hear it now? Yeah, you hear that bass. If you have subwoofers in the house, and that low, deep pad, which I would kill during the songs if your pad is playing during the music. But that's really going to be nice, having that deep, low subwoofer. Okay? That's going to be nice, if you can hear that. Long chords. Yeah, then just try to use that, pad to get into the next song, whatever it might be. song that I was just making up that song, but you're trying to imitate what a cinematic scoring is already doing. So guys like Howard Shore, John Williams, and these guys, people who write for cinema, already have figured this stuff out. They already know what they're doing. There's certain emotions that are evoked with certain chords. It's not a big deal. So you can look into that. In terms of what chords to play, again, like I said with the guitar thing, you want to keep them open, maybe a 9 and 4s. Then you can touch the 3rd, but blend the 3rd with the 4th to keep it ambiguous. It also increases the sense of resonance, like physical resonance in the body. It sounds weird, but again, it's not mystical or anything. It's just literal vibrations. So I do a lot of 3s and 4s together. Or then something like this. It's better to have a quiet room with no padding at all than to try to do bad padding, you know. If you don't feel great about if you aren't yourself enjoying your pad sounds, if you're not able to like musically feel like, oh yeah, this is nice. Like I like that. That's very sweet to me. I like that. So if you're not enjoying it, probably other people aren't enjoying it either. So keep that in mind. But practice. Basically, practice what you're going to do beforehand, and it should work out for you. So, all right. If this kind of thing is helpful for you, I'd love to stay in touch. So, in the description below, just try to sign up for my email list if you can. Love to grab your email so I can make sure you know when good stuff's coming out. I have all kinds of other free stuff I'm going to give out, like chord charts and lead sheets and PDFs and stuff too. So, I love sharing what I've learned with you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.